Yeah, hi, my name is Gary Furch. I'm the owner of this 1981 Trans Am Turbo Special Edition, commonly known as a Bandit car. This car I've been working on for several years. I bought it back in 1993 right off the GM dealership where the car was sold originally new. I picked this thing up for the bargain basement price of $59.95. It was probably one of the best values and best looking cars I could find. Only had 26,000 miles on it when I picked it up, and yeah, the rest is just kind of taking a little bit of time, but I've been fixing it up a little bit over the years and stuff. Let's start off here with the engine compartment on here. I drove it with the turbo motor in it for a couple of years anyway, and decided to kind of step up a little bit, so I stepped up to a 455, run that for a few years, and actually started putting some stress on the block, ended up cracking it. So that's how I kind of ended up with this 505 cubic inch Jim Butler motor in there. Starting off with something brand new, something that had some horsepower to it, and something with some reliability, and it fit in the car without too much trouble on here. I found a upholstery shop over by Kewanee, Illinois. This fellow was very good at finding the original material for the seats on here, just as it was back in 1981, and I'm totally pleased with the job he did on it. I got into Pontiac High Performance magazine. It's the April 2010
hold
issue.
That up for us so we can get a good shot of that. All right, and that's this car right here.
That's this one right here.
Wow. Is that with the new paint job then?
This is with the old paint job.
The old paint
That's
job.
with the old paint job. It still looked pretty good on there.
All right.
It did pretty good. I've got a full article in here on that. Potent potential on there. Yes, in 2008, I went to the Trans Am Nationals, and I got 4th place with it. Went back the next year, in 2009, and I got 2nd place with it. I skipped this last year because of previous engagements, but this year I'm going back to the Trans Am Nationals, and I'm hoping to get that #1 spot in the modified Special Edition Trans Am class. So we'll just have to see what happens 26th of August through the 28th at Dayton, Ohio, and find out how I do with it. Paint job on the trunk lid, everything was all stripped down on here. I did no buffing on this paint job on the deck lid at all on the back side on there. That's all just as it came out of the gun on there. The new carpet and stuff, I've got all the correct carpeting for the year in there. The jack has been detailed on here. The special added touch on these cars for this year was in 1981 was the bird on the gas door. That was a 1-year deal for the bird on the gas door on there. This is a new one on here. I did replace that. The rest of the components on the car, the spoilers and things like that, these are original spoilers on here.
Why don't you close that lid for us and we'll take a look and see what it looks like from the back.
This has the correct turbo decals on here, correct color. Everything is matched up. Stripe on the roof.
All right.
I guess let's put it this way. This thing is a car show star. Wherever I go, it's a real popular car with the adults as well as the kids on here. This year I've been to 17 car shows and I've won 16 times with it.
Good Lord, 16 times.
It's made top 40, top 50, top 60, first place, best ofs. I've got several best ofs with it within the last year or two. It's just non-stop. The hardest part on T-tops and stuff is keeping the things from leaking. Jim Wangers said that there's 2 types of T-tops. You got ones that leak and ones that are gonna leak. That's what the experts say on there. I'll have to admit, putting new T-top weather stripping in there is a challenge and stuff to get every little spot sealed on there so you don't have any water dripping. As far as I know right now, I got one little tiny weep on it. But it's pretty good considering the history of it. This is the one part about a car that the ladies like. They like their tops out when you're cruising down the road. This is the original steering wheel in here, the original dash to it. I've got 58,675 miles on the car right now, and that's not a lot for an 81. The stereo system in here This was a radio delete car. It had no radio in it when it was ordered. I went and found one on the internet, so I have a year correct cassette player for it, and it does work. I don't anticipate selling it. Looking at the car, as far as what I've got in it right now, I probably wouldn't even sell it for $50,000. It means that much to me, and I do have a lot into it. But the main thing is, I did the work myself on there. And if anybody has the time to watch somebody and learn how to paint cars and stuff like that, you can do it, because I basically started off watching other people paint cars and work on them, and just everything else after that just started coming around. I worked for a company for several years, and I took care of their trucks, their fleet trucks. Well, after a while, my supervisor started telling me, he says, you know what? You're making these trucks look too good, because we're just going to take them out in the field and run them down the road, and they're going to look rough in a few years. But that helped me to learn how to paint and learn how to do body work, and I mean, the rest, it just turned out great. Well, what I like to say is that anybody wanting to get into the hobby of cars and showing cars and stuff, it's a great rewarding thing to do. And there's some bargains out there. You just got to find them and, you know, be willing to work on stuff. But I started out just like everybody else, not knowing a lot about cars, but I hung around the right people and I started picking up. So that's what I like to see, more people get into it. Gary Furch, and we'll see you later.